magical items, magical wagons, and then magical flying ice shark. This is the Otakutainment reviews for Ichi the Witch, the 7th Hunt. Ichi the Witch by Osamu Nishi and Shiro Usazaki. The 7th Hunt, the Hisame Majik Part 1 is 21 pages, a couple extra pages, I guess, for that color title page is nice. And it came out on October 20th, 2024. This chapter, Team Desscaras is on a long magical wagon ride where we finally get time to learn more about Kumugi until some flying ice sharks chasing a child need to be struck down by Ichi. Let's get into the details. So yeah, we get another color page for the title page, and Kumugi's hair is green. I don't know why that's random. I don't know what color I thought it would be. Is this the first time we see that? I guess so, because it threw me off enough. But the chapter itself starts with a desscaras flavored recap, all that kind of sarcasm, humor. I assume desscaras thinks itself as being funny. I don't know, but this is just in case you already forgot what happened in the past 6 chapters, even though honestly it really wasn't that much, but hey, if you're just jumping the series now, this is probably helpful. Most of this chapter is just about getting to know Kumugi. It gives Kumugi a reintroduction through Kumugi's perspective, and we get to see personal belongings for some reason. Kind of random, haven't seen anyone else be like this, but Kumugi's holding a magic pouch, backpack, research club hat, coat, report notebook, wand, and a lack of mental readiness. I think this whole thing was just a joke to say that Kumugi is not mentally prepared for this journey they're going on, because the rest of the stuff is kind of pretty basic. It is interesting that Kumugi's wand is a pen, so that's kind of neat, I guess, because we saw last chapter Ichi's is a dagger. They have been riding in a magic powered wagon because it's too far for mirage passes. We even get explanation from that. It's pretty much just you walk through mirrors that have been, set to each other. Both of them have to be set. It's kind of a pretty basic, obvious feeling explanation, but we get it. But now they are about half an hour away. It would have been faster if they could have flown, mainly because Ichi can't fly. This is kind of one of those moments where it probably would have been good if they spent a little time to let Ichi train up a bit, learn a little bit more about magic and magiques before just going out on another hunt. That's why I was kind of disappointed that the last chapter rushed so much, but just getting thrown right in. I guess they're trusting Ichi's natural hunting instincts and skills to pull through, or it's just the story needed to just move on a bit. Throughout this whole time, Kumugi is just a constant nervous wreck because of desscaras and how great desscaras is. Just a lack of confidence, having to face human hating Majik, and then of course just having to be around in the presence of the first male witch, or maybe it's not even being the first male witch, it's just because each is a lot to take in, kind of intimidating, and a whole power thing too, maybe because also Uroro is there with them. However, Kumugi does take some time to show Ichi some items like the spatial spell on the magic pouch, the wand pen, showing spells like water spring forth, pull tata. Yeah, just simple stuff, but Ichi's still amazed by them and Kumugi. Ichi's showing this belief that it's more about the person, how a person uses these spells or tools, than it is more about the tools themselves. And says that Kumugi's a good person because, Kumugi gave Ichi water and that makes Ichi happy. However, desscaras is a jerk because, desscaras, as funny as it is sometimes, is kind of just really stuck up. And now this is where we get into the slightly serious part of knowing Kumugi, which is a bit of sad backstory. The people, I assume family, doesn't actually say, pretty much just think Kumugi is useless. And now here's where I go back to, is Kumugi the same person from the village or not? I don't know. The looks just the same, even if it was so briefly. It was used in that diagram to show witch rankings. How they've been on this whole wagon ride, how do they not recognize each other? I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. I want them to acknowledge that, but now it feels like it'll be too late. It wouldn't make sense now if Ichi's like, oh wait, you're that person. It's like, oh, you're that person, obviously. know. I guess I'm just going to have to drop it or forget about it. Or maybe it is a completely different person who just has a very similar hairstyle. And now we see uroro trying to tempt people more, but this time it's not Ichi, it's actually desscaras, and it actually works. Yeah, desscaras is feeling a bit left out, and uroro takes advantage of that. I don't know what good it would do, except for maybe uroro just having a good time messing with people. But yeah, it causes desscaras to just force himself into the gossip, like literally just charge into it. But now I'm also just like, how is uroro able to just freely interact with others? Because we see, you know, uroro interact with Ichi, and by that extent, Ichi and uroro interact with other people, but Ichi isn't part of this conversation at all. It's literally just uroro seems almost disconnected from Ichi at this moment to mess with desscaras. It's weird. I don't know. It really just seems like uroro is just now a complete separate character from Ichi, instead of like just a power Ichi has. All these good times and fun they're having suddenly comes to an end because Ichi hears something, and it turns out to be flying ice sharks chasing a child. Quick flashback for this random child to see the parents were saying to run for help. So the kid's just going and calling out for a lady witch. Seems redundant because to everyone else, only women can be witches. So lady witches seems redundant because I assume most people don't know Ichi exists yet. I don't know. But Ichi easily, like, Inazuri's the sharks, which all melt. What's the point of uroro again? I don't know if it's Ichi's that powerful. I guess it really are just gonna wait for the real big bads until uroro becomes relevant again. But yeah, there's still some confusion with this child again because, like, you're a witch, you're not a lady. Oh, okay, yeah. But then this is when Ichi says the thing. Ichi's like, oh, I don't need a title, but I am Ichi the Witch. They said the thing. It only took 7 chapters, and it's not even that big of a thing. It's like a very obvious thing to say, but I don't know. I guess it's still cool. It's still a nice moment. And to go with this nice moment, cool witches don't look at explosions, because that's what's going on. Even though it was just the ice sharks melting, but they exploded while they melted also. And now we get to the ending panel of just the jaws lurking, ready to move on to part 2, which I assume will be them going to the village and then the sharks attacking, or sharks more attacking on the way there. There going to be a lot of Hisame happening, a bunch of ice. It's going to get hot, it's going to get cool. It's going to be a lot of action stuff, just like I'm sure everyone's been wanting. I'm still here, mainly for the humor, if anything. But that is it for me talking about it. The last thing is the title. It's back to the pattern I like. It's just saying Hisame Majik, even though it was really just at the very end, and adds a little bit of extra part 1. I'm kind of not thrilled when something automatically says, hey, this is part 1. It's like, okay, well, I know what part 2 is pretty much going to be, or know what the next chapter is going to be. It's going to be part 2 of this. That's just me being nitpicky and kind of dumb. But yeah, title, back to the pattern. I like it. It's great. But let's talk more about this. If you're looking forward to the ice shark fight, I don't know how big it'll be. I guess it'll be pretty cool. But now Ichi's getting already a hang of magic. Desscaras is already really cool. I want to see more from Kumugi. Maybe we'll get more from Kumugi in the next chapter. Maybe this already. We'll see Kumugi shine. We can definitely tell Kumugi's going to be where the real growth comes from, because not much is happening there yet, and we're already getting a lot of attention to backstory and personality and stuff like that. So I guess I'm expecting a lot next chapter from mainly Kumugi, now that I'm saying it out loud. But let's talk about it more. You can leave a comment. You can find me on social media, all that stuff. But I also want to thank my Ko-fi members, Vix Lab and Julio Vasquez. If you also want to help support me on Ko-fi, you don't have to, but I appreciate it either way. But that is it for this Otakutainment reviews. I've been your Otakutainer, the AC Stories. Until next time, thank you and bye.